Hey everybody, what is a niche fragrance? Simply put, niche fragrances come from brands that specifically create fragrances and sometimes the occasional candle. Now, the difference between that and designer fragrances or designers is that designers like Tom Ford and Chanel, Dior, they also create handbags, sunglasses, clothes. They don't just focus on fragrances. So usually designers are more affordable than niche fragrances. These tend to run up to, well, upwards of $220. There are some that are around $100, but for the most part, they are more pricey than the designer side. In terms of scent, niche fragrances are more unique because usually for the typical person out there in the real world, when they go into Macy's, like this is their extent of their fragrance knowledge. Like this is all they see. So they think that designer is the top tier. And all these sort of scents, they tend to follow a trend that's happening. For example, Bleu de Chanel. This was the blueprint of a lot of blue fragrances that you smell like Dior Sauvage, YEDP, where it's fresh and clean, but it also has this ambroxan kind of note that really pushes the fragrance and makes it loud, makes it noticeable. So you have smelled things similar to this before at Macy's, Nordstrom, Sephora, Ulta. On this side, on the niche side, there's not really a trend that they follow. They don't give a fuck. They just make what they want to make. So that's why I think if you're someone that you really want to smell different, then get into niche fragrances. And I would suggest houses like Maison Francis Kurkdjian are easy to get into. Parfums de Marly, these are still niche, but they have the likability where when you're out there in the real world, people will still compliment them. They're not too unique or too strange where it's like so different that it actually smells bad to the average person. You know what I mean? Because there are some niche ones that go crazy. Like they make whatever they want to make. There's a fragrance out there called like Secretion something that apparently is supposed to smell like sweat, blood, and like semen. So like I said, they do whatever the hell they want to. Now, yeah, so we talked about scent, price point. I will say I think that these are also higher priced, not just because of the quality, but because they don't have mass production like the designer side does. And that's just something I'm gonna ask that also in case somebody knows the answer to that, because I doubt there's as many bottles of Initio as there are Tom Fords, you know, and especially like the warehouses, how they're able to push them out globally. That's why it's sometimes harder to find a niche fragrance, depending on what country you live in. Like sometimes they won't even sell it because there's just not as many options for that. There's more of like a limited selection of those bottles. So I believe that's all I have to say about it. And the reason I'm making this video, I know a lot of you probably already know this, but in case there was someone out there like me in the beginning where everyone kept talking about niche and I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. So I just wanted to make a video that can just be a baseline to that person that was ever curious. So anyways, I hope you have a great day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.